Right. I said that while I was making that last video, I did a little file organization thing, and I was like, you know what? That'd be a good little video by itself. This is just for my buyers and my sellers. It's not has nothing to do with leads like the picture has, but I'll do something with leads later. Let's do it buyers and sellers. This is how I keep track of my files. That way, it's easier to upload to Backagent and keep everything organized. That way, when you send files to other agents as well, uh, when they look at it, they know what it is. They don't want to see a file name with just a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dash 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or I don't know. I've seen some crazy things in the last, 6 to 7 years or whatever. So, um, I prefer to do it this way. Everything is named and organized. It's easier to keep track of and find later on. Okay. So here we go. Hope you like this video. You can do whatever you want. This is my preference. So just keep that in mind. Okay. You can use it as a starting point and you can start doing your files the way you want to do it. All right. So let's let's move on. Let's see what it's all about. I don't even know what to say. First things first. Let's try to stay organized, right? So what I like to do is when I have my files, I have my AGB real estate team here, right? Uh, and then I usually have the years here. So for the last 3 years, those are my documents, right? It's 24. I have all these buyers, listings, really sellers, right? So let's go to 26. So this is probably the cleanest. Is probably the best way to do it. It's so clean. So usually I have buyers, rentals, and sellers. Okay. So right now we are representing a seller. So under sellers, I actually put I'll make a new folder and I'll put whoever the seller is, right? So right now it's Tito and Marissa. So we're gonna go under that one. And then I'll make up some new folders. Okay. This is the listing agreement folder. So this is the documents that I need in order to start uh, this this transaction, right? I need to have a listing agreement. I need to have an IABS. I need to start already when I did my meeting with them. I'll start asking for information. Okay. Uh, and I'll do another video on this on transaction coordinator where I get everything signed, but I also get the wire fraud, get the IABS, insurance, general information. General information goes through terminology on terminology in real estate for a buyer and a seller, so they can look at it and see the do's and don'ts. Okay, and then also have a CMA. A CMA pretty much tells them what cumulative analysis in the area and what their house should be or what's selling in the area at a certain price, right? Because the market is always changing. Also, which is not there, is I also have some MUD documents. Um, and the MUD documents, I'll also show you that later on how to find those. Uh, I even look at the tax records, so I'll show you later where to find that at as well. But right now, we're just going through the transaction coordinator. I'm just trying to show you how to organize your files. So once I have the listing agreement done and everything, then I'll have another folder specifically for stuff I'm gonna put in the MLS. So I have the MUD document, I have the HOA document, which is filled out but not completely filled out because uh, the buyer's agent actually has to fill this out. Okay, I have a seller's disclosure. I'll have instructions on what I'm expecting when they send me the offer. There is a T47, but I do not upload that up to the MLS. If there's any updates on the house, let's say they just did the roof last year, or um, they replaced the AC, or anything like that, I have a whole list for them to fill out, a form to fill out, and that gives me the information to give to the new whoever's interested in the house. The survey, uh, always ask for the survey that we can get the T47 as well altogether. There's some things that we need to talk about on the survey, but we'll do that later. Okay, and then offers. Well, let's go to pictures first. So before we get to offers, so pictures, I'll have the pictures taken, they get sent over to me, and I'll put them in a file. Sometimes I separate them inside outside, and then I will figure out which ones are going to go on the HAR. Okay, so they all don't go up. I just don't post pictures and say, all right, go up, put them all up. No. And when I post pictures to MLS, which I'll go through the MLS, I like to go as I'm touring the house myself. All right. Uh, so next is offers. So sometimes you're going to have multiple offers, which is always a good thing. Or you may have an offer that backs out. So you have to terminate that one and then start a whole nother one. So right here, we'll have two offers. And these are usually, I'll put folders and I'll name the agent who I'm working with. Uh, Went through Cynthia, same thing. I like to do the folders this way to where here's the main offer that's signed by them. And then when I get the offer signed, if my client decides to go with the offer, then I'll have them sign and initial all the paperwork needs to be done, and I put usually signed by all parties. So this one right here where the offer is at is just signed by the buyer in this transaction. But after we accept an offer, then I will put it under another folder saying signed by all parties. This is where I will, uh, this is where I will turn around and send it back to the agent saying that it's been executed, and I'll also send it over to the title company. Um, Everybody sends the files different to you. This seller here, I mean, this buyer's agent here sent everything in one file. So this one here is actually like 25 pages. And then sometimes they send you in separate files, right? And I've had them sent to me in separate files with just numbers as file names. So it's not even telling you what each file is. So you have to go through each one, every one of them. Uh, I'll show you here where what I like to do is, um, here, uh, if you notice on my listing documents or even my listing agreement or listing documents, I like to start off every file with the address, not the complete address. You can just put the numbers and then Bridgewalk, right? And then put whatever it is, MUD, dash HOA, dash CD for seller disclosure, dash T47, dash updates, dash survey. That's the way I like to do it. That way, when I send in, let's say I'm representing the buyer, um, if I send it in separate files, then they know where each one of the files is. They don't have to click every one of them to figure out what it is. Okay. So, well, we're done with that. I hope you liked it. I hope you find that easy. I don't know. It's really important to keep things organized in real estate. Paperwork, all of our computer software or programs that we use. That's why I use three monitors. If there's a way that you keep track of your files that you think is easier, why don't you share it with us? That way I can, share it with all of our agents. All right. Okay. Well, that's it for today. If there's any videos that y'all want for me to make or y'all are wondering about, y'all need help with, just let me know. Okay. Send me a text message. All right. AGV team. I'll talk to y'all later.